Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we care about crafting young lives. We bring stories from our folktales and the lessons in history, which are anchored on moral values. We think that these stories contain tremendous amount of teachings, which our young children and adults can implement in their lives to become stronger and better human beings. Today, we are going to talk about something that we encounter every day of our lives. So many times we see young people, even old people, get confused about finishing certain activities by the end of the day. For all that we do on any given day, there is an expected time by which we are expected to finish it. Whether it's a student to complete a lesson or it's someone who's working at home, taking care of home, to put a few things in order by the end of the day. Or a very simple thing like you come back from your work or your day's activities, and then how you organize your own clothes, your own belongings at home. So many of us, we just put them wherever we want just because we are tired and we don't have the energy to put them in the right places or to finish certain activities by the end of the day. We postpone it for tomorrow. Why? We are lazy. Let's listen in to this story. Once upon a time, there was a person who had a huge farmland. He had cultivated. Now the time for harvest had come. So he comes every day to the field to take a look at it, but the harvest is about to begin. Then he brought his children and said that, hey children, now that it's the harvest time, let's come all of us together and let's do it ourselves. There was a sparrow who had built a nest in the middle of that field. It had laid eggs and the chicks had come, and they were not yet in a position to fly. They were still in the very nascent stage of their lives. They listened to this farmer talking to his children. They were worried. When the mother sparrow came back in the evening, they said, "Mother, this is what happened." Mother said, "Do not worry. I have seen enough. Nothing is going to happen tomorrow. They are not going to start the harvest tomorrow." And the same happened. Day after day passed and a few days passed. Harvest didn't take place. Then another day, again when the mother sparrow came back in the evening, after gathering all the food that's required for the chicklets and for herself, the children said, "Mother, tomorrow they're going to start harvest," because this time the farmer came with a few laborers and showed them the land and said that we have to start harvesting soon. The mother sparrow listened to the babies and said, "Nothing to worry. The farmer has said that he would start the harvest. I have seen enough. Do not worry." So the chicklets continued to live life, and a few days passed by. The mother sparrow returns home and the chicklets are worried. Mother says, "What happened, children?" The children say, "We are actually not worried, but we just want to tell you that today the farmer had come and he was telling a few other people that he would start harvest soon and he would do it by himself." Mother sparrow listened and said, "Tomorrow morning we are leaving this place." But the children were surprised. They said, "Why? So many times the farmer has said he would start the harvest, but he hasn't started the harvest." The mother said, "If you remember, the first time he told his children that they would do it together. Second time, he told the laborers that the laborers have to start working in the field. And this is the third time. He is very clear that he would start harvesting himself from tomorrow. And this time he is serious. We cannot assume that this time it would be like what happened earlier. So the chicklets had grown, the sparrow took the babies as soon as the dawn broke, and they were safe. After a few hours, they came back to see that harvesting has started. So the children started asking the mother that how do you know that this time the farmer was serious? The mother sparrow explained that the farmer was trying to take help from others to get something done, but he was not successful because every time people were procrastinating, they were delaying taking the decision to start. They were just not starting. There was huge amount of inertia in their minds. Either the people who the farmer was contacting were lazy themselves or not sure if they would help this farmer in this process of harvesting. Life is such a thing that we have to take control of it by ourselves. If we go wrong in seeking help of people who are either unwilling or incapable or unsure, then you will keep procrastinating, you will keep delaying decisions. So many times, students, so many times, people, we all delay starting a new project or starting to study a new chapter, starting to take up a new challenge. Many times we are comfortable in our own cocoon, like the chicklets were getting comfortable in the cocoon. It was, you could say that the mother sparrow knew at what time the risk has to be taken. Of course, she had the experience of the past which had helped her take the right decision. I'll give you one more story from the Ramayana. This time, this is the story of Hanuman trying to locate where Sita is gone. He simply knows that Ravan has abducted Sita and has taken to his kingdom, which is known as Lanka, which is separated from the land where they were staying. Ram and all others were staying. That's the separation is being done by a huge ocean which nobody has crossed ever. Hanuman has taken it as a challenge upon himself that he would cross this ocean. He has taken up something which nobody has done in the past. He takes a gigantic shape of himself and takes a giant leap and starts flying over the ocean like a bird. Everybody in the world and this universe were surprised to see Hanuman flying with that kind of a gigantic shape. So the mountain Mainak came from the ocean. He had a curse that he would be submerged in the ocean. But that is the time the god of the ocean asked Mainak mountain to rise from the bed of the ocean and come and rise on this path of Hanuman and offer some rest to this creature which is flying and is possibly on an expedition. Hanuman is clear that he has to complete the task. There is no procrastination. He is focused, he is determined to give his best, and that's what he can do. He is flying. Suddenly the mountain keeps coming up, and it's a huge, beautiful mountain with so many trees, with juicy fruits, which are enough to distract a creature like Hanuman. Hanuman thinks that this is an enemy on the way and it has to control. He has to control his own path. He has to take charge of, or he has to stay conscious of the goal in mind. Maynak Mountain says that, Hanuman, I am not your enemy. I have risen to offer you some help. I know that you are on an expedition and a difficult expedition. Take some rest. Hanuman says, sorry, you thank you for having offered me the hospitality. However, I have a goal in mind and I will do my best. I will take rest only when I complete my task at hand. While for it is okay to take some rest for rejuvenation of our body and mind, but it is not okay to keep delaying the start of new projects, keep delaying completing tasks. If you can finish something today, we have to finish something today. If we keep on postponing taking decisions or taking some action, then we do not succeed in life. Laziness is one of those things that exist in this world which pulls us back or works as a headwind which slows our motion. So we stay focused on the task at hand, on the goal ahead of us. Ladies and gentlemen, small story. One is a folktale, another is from our mythology. Both tell us the same thing, that we have a task at hand, we need to focus on it, and we need to complete as per the schedule. Thank you very much for listening to this beautiful story, and thank you very much for spreading this word of wisdom.